Hey, are you getting ready to buy your first house? Well, then you're going to want to watch this video. Inside it, I'm going to teach you how to get up to $20,000 or more towards down payment assistance and free money from grant programs from local banks, lenders, and institutions. I'm going to teach you how to find the right real estate agent for you. And I'm also going to talk to you about how to avoid the most common mistakes that buyers make. When I bought my first house back in 2001, they didn't have all the stuff that they have now. So I had to go to the store, I think it was Barnes and Nobles, and buy the book called Dummies, book called How to Buy a House for Dummies. And I literally read that book and did everything in it and learned how to do it myself the hard way. Well, I decided to write my own book because I've been selling real estate now for 20 years, over 20 years. I've closed over 1,000 homes, helped over 1,000 families. I've sold over 400 million in total volume, and I've seen a thing or two in my time of being a real estate agent. I work with countless buyers who are on their home buying journeys. So I had no clue what I was doing, but let's be honest, everything's changed since 2001. And there's a lot new stuff out there that people don't understand how it works or what to do or how to go about the whole home search. So I decided just to put a whole tell-all book together about all my years of experience, about everything you need to do, soup to nuts, from beginning to end. So if you want a copy of this book, this is my free book, Home Buying Done Right by me. All you have to do is fill out a quick contact form. I will personally mail you a hard copy of the book. It is available for purchase on Amazon as well if you want to go to Amazon. But if you want a free copy for a limited time, I am able to mail these copies out. Like I said, all you got to do is go to the Facebook ad, click on the link, fill out the contact form, or go into the description in this video that you see on YouTube and click on the link and fill out the form for me to send you the home buyer book. Now, why did I write this book? I want to kind of give back to buyers in today's market and share my expertise and share from real world experience, not from some theory, about what I've done to help over 1,000 families, get into their houses, right? So here's like a real life success story that I just want to go through just to give you an idea of like what we can do. I had a Baltimore County police officer contact me, young guy, just got out of the academy. I think he's been on the force for like maybe less than a year. And he called me up. He got my information from another officer that he worked with that knew about what I do and how I help out a lot of police officers and firefighters and nurses and teachers and doctors and all kinds of different people that serve the public. And how I have access to, through the lenders I have partnerships with, to free money. So here's what we did. We got him $20,000 in a grant program to purchase his first house for down payment assistance. I also negotiated a $10,000 seller credit towards his closing costs from the seller. So that's $30,000 we got him. The seller also agreed to pay my real estate commission, so he didn't have to pay me one penny towards my real estate commission. And literally, he got into this house for about $1,000 out of his own pocket. He literally put down his $1,000 deposit, and he didn't have to bring any money to the table because he put down the $1,000 deposit when he wrote the contract. And this is for a $300,000 house in Harford County up in Constant Friendship in Abingdon. So, I mean, we're not talking about a $50,000 house or whatever, or the officer next door program like they used to have with HUD or whatever. This is real stuff, and you don't have to be a police officer. You don't have to be, a public servant. A lot of people qualify for this money, but a lot of people just don't know because, they make the wrong mistake about how they go about finding their real estate agent, and they think, well, I saw my real estate agent on Zillow, and I saw my real estate agent on Redfin, and I was referred to my real estate agent from Dave Ramsey's program. Well, let me tell you, the best agents out there in the business, guess what? They don't have to pay to advertise on Zillow or Redfin or Dave Ramsey and pay all these referral fees to all these referral companies because they have enough business anyway. So don't you want to work with some of the best agents? Well, I'm going to teach you how to find the best agents and what you need to do. That's all inside the book. You know, we're going to learn about how to qualify, what all the stipulations are for these free grant money programs, how they work, how to find the right lenders who participate in these programs, and the best ones in the business with the lowest fees and everything. And then I'm also going to, kind of educate you in this book on how to negotiate like a pro, man, because a lot of agents don't know how to negotiate. They just don't. Everything is negotiable today. Everything, including the buyer agent's commission. It's now written into the contracts. A lot of agents don't even know how to do that right anymore. I mean, I got a deal right now that's literally the price is like $775,000. And we're agreeing to come to 770, but the buyer wants 765. And it's like, how can we not get this $5,000 difference together? Because the agent just doesn't get what we're doing. And I'm like trying to have this conversation, but it's just not working. So not all agents know what they're doing. It's like, come on a house that big, you can't make $5,000 work somehow. Like, come on. I mean, that's when the agents, they earn their money. They got to work together to get these deals done and make sure everybody's happy, make sure the buyer's happy, make sure the seller's happy. Believe it or not, there's agents out there who feel like, it can't be a win-win scenario, when you negotiate. But the true art of negotiation is when both people feel like they won, then you go to settlement, you have a happy settlement, everybody's happy, everybody's cordial, you exchange phone numbers, you teach them about the stuff about the house and all that, and you can have a good time. But there's agents out there who are like, you have a winner and you have a loser. I've literally heard them get on Facebook and say that. And it's like, that's not how it is. It's a win-win. So I teach you how to negotiate. And buying a home, flat out, it should be an exciting part of your process, of your life. You should be able to enjoy the process. You should be able to find something that you're happy about. And you need a pro to help you. When you go look at these houses and you're touring these houses, you want to look at the house and say, oh man, this looks great. I can put my furniture here. We can put the TV there. We can have a bar over here, whatever. Like, that's great. We have parties and have people over, but your agent should be looking at the house like a home inspector and saying, man, these windows look old. So does that HVAC system and the water heater and the roof. And did you see this over here? Did you see the water penetration issue in the basement foundation? Because you can see where it's stained on the foundation. They should be looking at stuff like that to help guide you in the right direction to make sure you buy the right house for you. So here's the deal. When you read this book, you're going to know more than probably 90% of the real estate agents out there. There's actually agents who buy my book because they don't even know how to sell real estate. And they buy my book so they can learn all the things you need to know about buying a house. It's the truth. I coach agents too. I have agents that work with me that I coach. So if you want to be up to speed and you want to know what's going on in the year 2025, not buying some Homebuyer for Dummies book that was written in 2001 before sites like Zillow and all these other, real estate, realtor.com and all these sites were out there, then buy, just get this book. You don't even have to buy it. I was going to say buy it, but I'm mailing it to you. I'm giving it away for free. All you have to do is just fill out the contact form. I will mail you your own copy of it. And if you want, I'll follow up with you. If you're in the, greater Baltimore area or surrounding area of like a, 30-mile radius, I can help you. If you're outside of that area, I can still help you. I'll find an agent in your area, no matter where you are in the entire United States of America. And I will help find an agent, locate an agent based on the zip code that you want to be in or zip codes that you want to be in. I will personally pick up my phone. I will interview an agent. I will find an agent that's just like me that will work with you, and I will hook you guys up. And that way you don't have to worry about not knowing who you're really working with and, are these reviews really legit? or did they just have somebody make them all up or whatever? You know, just cut it like cut it straight. You know, that's how I am. So I can help you weed out who's real and who's not real. All you got to do is just pick up the phone, call me, send me a text, direct message, email, whatever. But get your copy, man. Get your copy. Home buying done right. The step-by-step process of everything you need to do and everything you need to know about buying a house, okay? So here's the deal. I'm giving away free printed copies while supplies last. So just fill out the form. It'll come right to your mailbox. If you're planning on buying a home or selling a home, if you want to sell, I actually have a seller's book too if you're selling and buying. So if you're going to be selling too, I have a home book called How to Sell Your Home for Top Dollar in the Shortest Amount of Time. I can mail you a copy of that too. Just put that in the comments on the form that you actually would like both books, and I can get you copies of both books. But if you're planning on basically moving in the next, say, 12 months, and you're going to buy something, you definitely want to read this book. Because even if you're not a first-time home buyer, you might still qualify for some of these grant programs. You just don't know until you actually, start looking into it. So if you're interested, reach out, get your copy, and follow up with me, and I will help you with every step of your process from beginning all the way through to closing. And like I said, most of the time, I negotiate to get the seller to pay my fee. So you're not paying a commission to me, most of the time. I'd say 99.99% of the time. And then if you have to pay, I usually wind up getting you such a big credit from the seller that technically you just take from the credit and pay the difference anyway. So you're really not paying there either because we're getting money from the seller. So I honestly can't remember the last time that I had a buyer actually pay my real estate commission, just to make you feel good about that. So if you're interested, you have questions, you want to set up a consult, you want to get together, just put all that in the comment box. I'll follow up with you. And I promise, I will not hound you. I will not market you. I will not continue to solicit you. If you just want a free copy, just say, I just want a free copy, leave me alone, whatever. I don't care. That's fine. I just believe in giving everybody the right information and doing things the right way, which is the name of my nonprofit organization, Right Way Outreach Ministries Incorporated. We help people who are homeless. We help people coming out of drug treatment rehab. We help people coming out of incarceration and help them get short-term housing. And we do help some job placement sometimes, and raise money to basically help those people who can't otherwise help themselves. So that's what we do. We do it the right way. That's the name of the organization. But that's how I run my whole life, really, is the right way. So I am a born-again Christian. I love Jesus. And you got to know that, too, if you want to work with me. So anyway, feel free to reach out. Feel free to grab your copy. All you got to do is fill out the form, and I'll get it to you in the mail. I'll send you a quick text and say, just put it in the mail this morning. I just did that for another guy this morning with the home seller book. He texted me from my ad. So anyway, talk to you later. Have a good one. God bless. Take care, and help somebody today, please.